Yo, I'm Micks Mowers and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be working on a Honda Izzy 16-inch, I believe it is. A lady bought it in because she said it's hunting and surging, and she hasn't had it long, and it was all running fine, but yeah, it started to hunt and surge. And I wanted to other little bits and pieces that need doing on it apparently because the machine has been slightly abused. So we're going to get on to that today. I've just put up these new lights here, just on this above my head now. I don't know if it's any light any brighter in here. I think it is. But I'm not really sure how I can improve the lighting much more going forward without having these big things at the back here, which I don't really want because it's getting in the way. But then I'm just a YouTuber in a shed and not in a 4K studio with 4K lighting or all that sort of stuff. So I'm just a man in the shed. So do you know what? Let me know in the comment section what you think, but I think it looks good enough for me. So we're going to get on and do that today. Honda Izzy, hunt, surge, and it wants one or two other bits and pieces put on it just to make it all run. But we'll go from there. So I'll take it outside, show you how the machine all works as it is, and then we'll try and improve it. So if you have a lawnmower that is hunting and surging, which means the revs are going up and down and not a nice constant rev, then this could be the video for you. If this is the first time you're watching Micks Mowers, hit the old subscribe button and whack the old bell, set notifications to all. That way you'll be told some up on the video. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty, get over with Honda Izzy, fire it up, show you what it's doing. Right, let's go for it. Come on, dog. Pip, come on. Right, let's go and get this Honda Izzy. I think it's right up the top of the garden. Yeah, it is. It's right up here. So, got to get the garden sorted out by this weekend because it's Nana's birthday. Got the hot tub all sorted out ready for her. I'm going to have a barbecue. The weather is supposed to be spanking, and I mean spanking. Now, I have been improving my lighting. I've been up here whilst I was on sick leave, taking it easy, 45 feet up in the air, trimming the tree. Got a bit more to do yet, but we're getting there. So here's a Honda Izzy. It's a good jet wash. Let's take it down the old road here. See what we can't do. That's it, Pip. You've got your stick of your Pip. Good girl. And we'll get you set up. The reason I cut the tree down, a part of it, took about 15 feet off the top, is that it was causing a shadow right where you guys are now, right here. So I took a bit off. I've got that big bit to take off up there yet. I'll climb up here this week and get that done, but I've got to drop it in next door neighbour's garden, which he's happy with. So, Honda Izzy. Lovely machine. I love your Honda Izzy's. Nice machines. We like them. Honda Izzy start. Now, what it's missing is pull cord handle is missing. Although the pull cord is working, they've snapped the bit off of here that holds the dead man here, but now it flops all the way down here, see, so that's got to be done. Let's see what it's doing then. So she bought to me yesterday, it was pissing with rain, just to show me what it's doing, but all the bottom of the deck is covered in leaf litter, which might be around by the governor arm, which also isn't helping, so let's see what it does. So there you go, that is what it's doing. So if your lawnmower is doing that, although it will actually cut like that, it just sounds really annoying. So first of all, I'm going to get my air compressor out. I'm going to blow all this leaf litter out that's underneath here, because all of that is going to help block the governor arm up. So it needs to be hosed off on a regular basis, guys and girls. Grass box full of grass. That's what rots them out. So yeah, quick little clean off, and I get up on the bench. Carburetor, I'd say, and we'll go from there. So nice little Honda carburetor clean coming up on this channel right now. Right, Honda Izzy on the bench. Turn the fuel off, first thing you do. There's plenty of fuel in here. This machine was recently serviced. So look at all the grass in there, look. So it's just lack of maintenance is what's not helping this machine at all, one way or the other. So we get my DeWalt impact. I'm going to use a shallow 10. What's that? Shallow 10 with a little tiny extension. And going to whip off the carburetor bolts. One, two. Grab hold of a carb, just so I don't lose no bits and pieces. Now, if you're not sure where stuff goes, keep hold of that carburetor, right? Don't let nothing drop down, and just remove the box. Okay. Now you have a gasket straight away there. That comes off. Now look, this is an auto choke. So now you'll take some photographs right now. Take some photographs of where the stuff is and the orientation. So on here, carburetor, heat shield, insulation block and auto choke assembly. That goes onto all there like that, right? So take your photographs, okay? If you're not sure, you'll get stuck a bit later on. So I want to get a pair of my short-nosed stubby pliers, because I won't get my hose removal clamps in there. And I'm going to remove the fuel line off the back. You'll get a little tiny bit of a petrol leakage. So just to protect the body of this non-rusted Izzy, just put a rag down. And then you've got a little tiny governor spring here, remove that, and then your governor arm, lift the governor arm up and then rock the carburetor forward. It sits on this little tiny Z bend just there, and there is your carby. Quick and simple, that's how we like it. Push the mower back and put all the bits together so we don't lose them. And then grab my carburetor tray. Now I've had lots of people interested in my carburetor tray. Well, I got this given to me off of my Amazon wish list. Someone bought it for me, because I put it on there. And if you look up silicone parts magnet tray and then scroll through the images on Google, something like this will turn up. Right? They're brilliant. I love mine. I did have one at Martin Butler from Retro Restore. He put me on to something tray, Versa tray it was called. But my one, when I hit it with carburetor cleaner, it warped. But this silicone one seems to have kept its shape. I don't know whether it's a defective one or not. I don't know. But his is still fine. But mine is warped. Maybe mine sees more action than his. He's busy at the moment doing stuff down the Ragged Apron, cooking breakfast and stuff at the moment. But my mate Martin. Right, so carburetor there. Let's get you guys situated. Excuse me. Better view, bit more lighting, and then we go from there. Right, carby now on the bench. Bit more lighting for you on my camera-mounted light, which I quite like. Try and improve the lighting where I can, just for viewer experience. But it's not always easy when we're working in a little tiny shed away from the window. So I'm going to crack this this 10mm bowl nut at the bottom. Take the bowl nut off. Put that there. Notice how I tip the carburetor on its side. And look what's in there. Big lump of something. Could be a COVID cell. Could be anything. What is that? Yeah, could be COVID. Looks like COVID, doesn't it? Yeah, definitely COVID. Get rid of that. So, doesn't like to be any water in there, but look, it looks really, really clean in there. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to remove the main jet straight away. If I can get on it. It might be just slightly the wrong carb screwdriver for that. We'll go for my old trusted favourite, my Honda one, which I designed specifically for Hondas. We'll take this one out. And then what we want to do also, we'll also be checking for flojo on the old tank as well. So I just tap in just to try and get this main jet to come out, because they come a bit of a pickle on these whole Hondas. They come so far and then they stop. But with enough tapping, they will just come out. So I'll have to tap this for about the next 25 minutes. Here it comes. A bit more. There it is. Here's the main jet. And then inside here, if you can get to it, there'd be an emulsion tube just inside. A little tiny brass bit poking up. See it down in there? That's got to come out. Get a screwdriver and just go in there and just poke that down. Once it's been poked down, give that a tap and it should come out. Okay, if it don't come out, then put a very small Allen key down inside there and push it out. It will come out. But as you can see, this carby looks to be really, really good. Don't see a lot of problems with this, but the hole is a little bit restricted. Not a lot, just ever so slightly restricted. Not a lot though. There's a hole there, but So if it's not going to be that, then it could be the slow idle circuit that's actually causing us problems. So we're going to a slow idle circuit next, which should be a JIS, of course, which I don't have actually up on my bench at the moment. Let me just grab a Phillips screwdriver, because the Phillips do fit it, but a JIS will fit much better. Let's grab a Phillips without upsetting the camera too much. And then we're going to unscrew this tick over screw. So the carb looks to be really, really good, to be fair. But it may just want a bit of a clean. Bit of dirt might have got restricted in there. Going to undo the slow idle circuit. And then we're going to start the cleaning process. Right, that's all the bits and bobs. Now at this point you can go off and ultrasonic clean your carby if you wanted to. Okay, lots of people do. I don't use ultrasonic as much as maybe I should, but that's just me. Right, carby is now fully taken apart of where we need it to. There's nothing else on here that will come apart that we don't need to. So let me put all these bits to one side, have a tidy up, and I'll come back to you before I start cleaning it. Right, so for this carburetor cleaning, I'm going to be using my trusted friend GT85. Now I use GT85 or I use WD-40. They're the two main ones that I use. I do also use one called a Pocket Rocket as well. But I don't use a lot of carburetor cleaner. I never have. I've always used WD-40 since I was about 11 years old. It's just a personal preference. Take it or leave it, it's up to you. Right. So pretty much all I'm going to say to you is, with carburetor cleaning, you have to be thorough and you have to be clean. So if your hands are not clean to begin with, like mine are filthy, then get some latex gloves, anything like that, just to make sure the experience is a lot cleaner. Because if you've got dirty hands and what have you, then all you're going to be doing is just keep introducing dirt back into the cleaning process. Now, lots of people say to me on YouTube, on the comment section, Mick, I've cleaned my carburetor, I bought all the tools that you've got, your needle files, this, that and the other, and it still hunts, it still surges. What am I doing wrong? Blah, 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 blah. Have you got a link for a new carb? No, clean it again. Clean, clean, clean. You might have to clean the carb 3 or 4 times before it reacts. Right, I have done so. Now, I'm going to show you 1 or 2 little tiny tricks that I use whilst cleaning, and to make sure it's really efficient. So literally anywhere where there's a hole, we're going to put the straw in, we're going to spray, and then we're going to look to see where that's actually coming out from. And that's coming out through there. So block that off. Now it's going to come out of the side, so block that off. And that way you're building a pressure up inside. Then release it. Build the pressure, okay? Anywhere where there's a hole, put it in and clean it. There's a hole right down in here. Now this hole will come out with this top end here, you see, out of there, right? Now what you want it to do, there's a hole over the other side here, on this side of the carb, right inside here. Now it won't come out of there all the time that this hole hasn't been blocked. So if you now block this hole off up the top, see that hole there, block that off. Now you'll see it shoot out the side of the carb, inside on the left hand side. You'll see it shoot out of there, see that? Now that's really important, because those little tiny orifices need to be cleaned. Now release the hole. Isn't that good? There's a hole all the way down the centre through there, which you want to get without spraying the camera. Lovely. So anywhere there's a hole, obviously some holes don't go anywhere. Okay, so you're spraying it for nothing. There's one there that'll come out through that top hole just there. See that? So block it off best you can. And if you can't block it off, get a needle tip and an ear cleaner. Put that over top of it, right, to make sure you're blocking that off. Then go in there again. That way you're just building the pressure up. You're allowing the pressure to build and get rid of all that muck that's inside there. Okay. And the same with this one here. If you can't cover that up, get your needle tip file, bung it in there, and then give it a spray, and you'll see you'll start to have a much better effect with your carburetor cleaning. And it starts to clean all the holes up that are blocked. Now you can do up to a whole jar of GT85 in one simple clean. I have done, definitely. I've used loads, and I just keep going back to the same holes I've just sprayed out. I'll just keep cleaning them until I'm absolutely convinced those holes are 110% clear, clean, and there's even a bit of dirt just come out of there. Just see that come out of there. So even after a good general couple of cleans, you will still be removing dirt. Look, 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 look. See that there? Can you see that? Let me show you. I think that's just come out of the carb. Look at that. Just there. I think that just come out. I might be wrong, but I didn't see it there a minute ago. But now it's definitely blinking there. So if you're not sure, spray it away, get rid of it, and then go again. Just keep spraying it. Keep spraying it until you can't get no more dirt coming out of this carb. Go in both holes, like I say. Lovely, this carb looks nice and clean now. I'm going to that one there. Right, so that is the carb now clean. As far as I'm aware, that carb is clean now, okay? And I've used about a quarter of a tin of GT85. Just rinsing it out all the time. Anywhere where there's a bit of dirt can come in, a bit of grass has come in there, see that? Off that spring. Clean it all up. Notice how I tip the carburetor onto its side and allow this stuff just to wash out. Right, that's that carb clean. So put it on a nice clean surface and get yourself a bit of blue roll or a bit of rag. Something that's preferably clean. And then get your carby, put it on that clean rag and put it to one side where it's not going to get dirty. Put it up out the way, okay? Right, draw my attention to a bowl next. That's the next one. The bowl looks really clean. There's a few bits of dirt in here, nothing horrendous. A quick little swill out. You even use your finger. Is to remove any stubborn. Quick little swill out, tip it on its side, get it all gone. Get your float, anything stubborn, just wipe it off. And you're checking for damage at the same time, make sure the float hasn't got any liquid in there. If it's clean, put it to one side. Your needle, give that a clean, and then just gently caress the nipple. Yes, I said nipple. Wipe it a little bit, flick it a little bit. You know what I'm doing, guys. Nice and clean. Right, now we can move on to the emulsion tube. Now all of this looks really, really good. I'm not seeing any reason as to why this carby is actually not doing what it's doing. But those holes there, those two, they're not running. Don't think they are, no they're not. No, they're not running. So it might have a bit of a blockage in the emulsion tube. So get the needle files out, pick the right file. And it's a slightly bigger holes I was having problems with. So the ethanol just builds up. It's wicked stuff at ethanol. I don't like it. And just reopen those holes. Sometimes you find a little sneaky one at the top here, or up here you find a little sneaky one. So just watch what you're doing. I'll just go grab the smallest file, wherever it is. Here it is there. Go through these ones. Oh. Last one there. That's good. So that's all now clean. Quick swill out. Block them holes off. Yeah, they're running now. Look. See how they're running now? See the difference? They weren't doing that a minute ago. They're running now though. Onto a clean surface and grab your main jet. There is a hole in there, I have seen it. But again, it's going to rim it out. 90% of the stuff that I come across when I'm doing my sort of lawnmower videos is water in the fuel. 90% of it. And what I like about this tray is that I wiped this tray clean before I did the carburetor clean. So anything that's got any dirt is now in this tray is a direct result of what we've cleaned. So now I'm going to remove my gloves. And now you can see just what kind of dirt we've actually removed. That's all dirt there, all dirt. That's all sediment and silt that's come out of this carb. Okay, I did clean it. I mean, there's probably about 10% of that was still in here from the previous job, but you can see all of that stuff there. That's all dirt and sediment that's come out of a carb. So We've done quite a good job there. Let me get a rag. We're going to clean the tray up before we start the assembly. Right, carburetor tray now cleaned, and clean carburetor now back. We will now try and reassemble this carby. So first thing to do is get the needle and float. Here's your float and here is your needle, and your needle will sit just in a little tiny groove. So groove, a lot of people think it just sits in there like that. It doesn't. It actually sits inside the groove, and then it will hang. It will hang from its little tiny house like that, you see. Put it in there like that, and then just sit that down inside like that, and then get your little tiny pin which come with it. Put your pin in. Now everything I'm picking up is clean. Everything has been sat on a clean surface, a clean bit of roll or something like that. So there should be no dirt brought into here. Okay. Let me just grab my my let-by tester, which is what I use on a daily basis. Right, I've got my my let-by tester, so I'm going to just rig that up. Many thanks to my good friend Henry Maworski for this. He bought it for me. Up it goes, and as you can see, holding pressure, fantastic one. An absolute fantastic way to make sure your carb is actually holding pressure. Okay, because if it doesn't, then you know your carb is no good. Okay. That'll hold all day. I'll just leave it for about 2 or 3 minutes, but I know this carb is already good, so I trust it already. So yeah, we're happy with that. Go and check out my good friend Henry Maworski, Big Dog Repair. He's up to about, I don't know, 680, nearly 700 odd subscribers. He wants to get to 1,000, so I'm trying to get my mate Henry up to 1,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed to his channel yet, go and check him out. I'll leave his channel in the comment section below. Make sure you do it, and when you have done it, let me know you've done so. Emulsion tube goes in now, and the thinnest part here, see this longest part, that longest part will go in first, okay? All the way in, and then grab your main jet, which is this one. That goes in with the flat head bit facing up for obvious reasons. Get your screwdriver. Now this was dirty earlier on, I guarantee there'll be dirt on there. See there's dirt on there, look, see that dirt? There's dirt on here, so make sure you clean the stuff off. You don't want to be introducing anything, any dirt back into this carb. Treat your carburetor clean like a surgical operation, just like my friend Brucey over at Bruce's shop. Go and check him out too. He's great. He's not been very well recently, as my mate Bruce, but he'll be back to his normal antics before long, I guarantee you that. All right, that's now done. We'll now get our bowl in, sit that down, and the bowl nut, which I've yet to find. I'll do the bowl nut, guys. Think I've lost my bowl nut. I'll come back to that in a minute. Oh, it's here. No, it's over here in my assortment carburetor tray. Here it is, isn't it? That's clean. Put that down. Now I'm going to just loosen that for now. That's not going to be on tight for now. Come back round here. Now there's still dirt on this carb just up here. See that dirt up there? So just be mindful. We're going to put in this little tiny screw here, and we're going to seat that one down. This is where the ultrasonics are much better because they get rid of all the dirt. I'm going to screw that one down. And then we've got our idle screw and spring assembly. I can get hold of it. Yep. For the 5th time I'm dropping it. And that'll go into that hole just there. Start him off and then screw it up. And then you want to have about 3 threads hanging out the other side. So here it comes. Count the threads with me. 1, 2, 3 threads. That should be enough. So that is carburetor now cleaned, fully cleaned, ready for operation. Just going to grab a 10mm spanner, which is only 10mm currently out on my workbench somewhere else. I've been working on other machines today. There it is there. And it's going to nick up this 10mm. Don't over tighten it, guys, it goes snap. Ask me how I know. Right, now that's all clean. Carburetor is now clean. Put it to one side in a clean rag because we've got to now move all our bits and pieces. And we don't want to be getting this carburetor dirt. So wrap it up, put it to bed whilst I reorganise you and we'll go fit it back to the mower. Right, so now we're ready to fit this carby back onto the machine. Now this is where your photographs that you took earlier on, this is where they're going to come in. So if you haven't taken the photographs now, well then you're stupid, because you need to do it. So we're going to grab our automatic choke assembly, and with a little tiny silver bit here, that bit has got to go up onto that bit just up there. So that'll just sit very nicely, like a good little boy. Just balance it just there like that. We then want our heat shield to go on. Now there's a hole here, which has got to line up with that hole just there, okay? So that goes on that way with that bit there facing up, okay? That's got to go on. We're going to grab the main air box and want one more gasket to go with that, which is over here. And that gasket's got to go so all the holes line up as they should, all perpendicular. Going to grab our 2 bolts. I'm just going to feed them through the air box, which you can't see slightly off camera, I dare say. And then we're going to start to mount our carburetor. So through the gasket on both, through the carburetor on both. Feed it down through, out the back and onto there. Okay, now before we're going much further, what we want to be doing also is we want to be hooking up this governor arm, okay, which I have sort of forgotten, but now I'm trying to cover up and trying to pretend I didn't make the mistake. So we're going to hook up governor arm and spring. Now that spring there, I'm not happy with that. That spring just wants a little bit more of a bite to it. It's got a curve, but it's not as nice as I would quite like. So I'm just going to bend that over, just so it will actually grab that arm a bit better. That's a bit more like it. We like that. Right. So with all your bits and bobs, we're going to put the governor arm on first, and then put the little tiny spring on like so. That's on. Right. Now I'm going to sneak it into position. Everything is now lined up as it should be. We're going to grab our air box, put our bolts through as I said before I made that mistake. And now we're going to start to line it all up. Now the only one thing you want to do is on the back of this air box just here, the little tiny pipe, and that pipe has to sit with that one there, okay? So don't forget that. So slide that all in, slide that one in, all the way down, all the way through, get it all lined up, and then line it up through the back gasket. There's one, and the second gasket is 2. So that's all the carburetor now lined up where it needs to be. We're now going to line it up with the back insulation block as well. That all goes on together. We like that, and then that all bites in together like so. Line up your crankcase breather pipe, which is on there like that. And that should be it. So now we're just going to nick that up. Just get it started for now. Right, so now before we do anything else, we'll go around the front of the lawnmower and just double check everything is where it should be. Everything is lined up, everything is where it needs to be. Especially with his auto chokers, because they're just a little bit more different. Yeah, like that, good. And generally you can tell your auto choke is on, because when you come back to here, and if I take off the old perch and show you, you can see the carburetor is actually on choke. If it's not on choke, then generally 9 times out of 10 you haven't connected it right, okay? Just wants reseating, that's all it does. Right, now that's all on together, that all looks good. Crankcase breather pipe is on, all my governor arm is all on and working as it should do, that looks lovely. Air filter to go back on. Give that a quick little blowout, I think, with my air compressor. Blow the air filter out. Lovely. And then put the air filter back in to where it was. Tip that up. Put that into there. That's it. Done. Turn the fuel on. And then just wait 5 minutes or so. Just make sure you have no leaks coming out, of which I do, because I didn't fit on my fuel pipe. So sneak it around the back and just hook up your fuel pipe. My mistake. And your clamp. That's my mistake. Yeah, that's on. So immediately I saw I had a fuel leak straight away. So now I turn it back on and the fuel leak's now gone. So I didn't hook up my fuel lead. So yeah, another mistake from Micks Mowers. I do make them. Oh, I make them all right. Right, so yeah, done. So now we should be good to go now. Take it outside, give it a run, see how it's going to perform. Hopefully we have now cured this hunting and surging issue. We were definitely thorough enough. Now, if you go back to your carburetor or to your lawnmower and you run it up, and then all of a sudden it just, you know what, it's still leaking, it's still hunting and surging, go back, give it another clean. If it does it again, go back, give it another clean. There's a reason why, and 9 times out of 10 the hunting and surging is a fuel delivery issue, more common than none. These will hunt and surge initially because they are on choke, and they don't sort of smooth out until they have come off a choke. So bear that in mind too. Let it have a run for about 2 or 3 minutes, then double check, take the air filter, take the air filter off, have a look, make sure it has actually come off a choke, because it may be stuck on choke, you see, and if it's stuck on choke, it's going to hunt and surge like a pig anyway. So we'll take it outside, a quick little look, and see if we haven't now fixed this little tiny Honda Izzy bit. I have 1 or 2 other jobs to do. I'll do them off camera, just a pull cord handle to put on, and the little tiny bit on the top of the handle to put on as well. So I've got a spare handle around the back of my shed there, something that I just fit on there, lovely. So right, meet you outside, 2 ticks, Nats, whisker. Right, let's get this lawnmower out. Hey up, you're in for a treat today, guys. Normally, Nana is out doing the smalls, but today, we got Mrs. P. Right, Mrs. P,
Yep.
what have you been doing?
Shopping.
Are you hanging laundry out, are you? Let's see if Mrs. P's got her crackers out.
I have got crackers.
Why haven't you got your crackers out? Ugh, disappointed. So, we do know, don't we? Hang about. We do know that actually you've bought some more. Don't face your son. You've bought some crackers for Holly, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they nice ones?
Yeah.
Are they lady ones?
Yeah.
Are they lacy ones?
Yeah.
Can't wait to
Why
see
would
them.
they be men's ones?
Wouldn't be men's ones, would they? Lady ones. You get lady ones, and you get mummy pants, don't you? You know, like what, do you know what I mean? But you bought some woohoo ones, didn't you? Right. Lovely. Mrs. P's crackers. I saw them last night. Lovely, lacy ones. Oh yeah, baby. Right. So now, let me get you set up. Hopefully, we might have cured this. You know, and you've got to remember, guys, girls, is that 9 times out of 10, right? I know that it looks like I have really good results on my carburetor cleaning. Some of you guys might even think it's rigged, right? It really isn't. I'm just quite thorough with my carburetor cleaning, but I can assure you, I also suffer with multiple carburetor cleanings having to be done because the carbs are that bad, and it takes us a little while for the carburetor to respond to the cleaning. So it ain't just you guys that have carburetor problems. I also have carburetor problems, trust me. Right, let's put you over here, a bit more sunshine. It's absolutely beautiful today. So, let's have a little look-see. Here we go. So live fire up. I've got to fix this bit here yet, and that bit over there yet. So, fuel's turned on, isn't it, Mick? Yeah, fuel's turned on, no fuel leaks. Watch that go over this pull cord, and it goes inside the pull cord assembly housing. Right, here we go. Right, live fire up. There you go. So it ain't just, you know, what I'm trying to say is that the more attention to detail you pay, the better. You really have got to get right in there and make sure you're flushing them holes backwards, forwards, and do it 2 or 3 times. If you clean the carburetor, the holes 2 or 3 times in one go, so you do it, you know, you clean it all around and happy, you give another clean, you actually clean the carburetor 3 times, and you allow the penetration fluid to actually get inside there and break the stuff down. Lovely. So it must have had a fuel restriction somewhere, because a fuel restriction is what causes a hunting and surge. And that carburetor looked really, really good. But you guys and girls saw the stuff, the sediment that was actually inside that on that tray. That's what came off of that carburetor or out from inside it. So the more thorough you are, the better results you have, and then keep your fuel clean. And the biggest tip I have for any person cutting grass who have carburetor problems all the time is your little fuel can you've got, okay? Have a rag and wipe the can, right, where you're pouring it out from, because that's where all the grit and sand is, all the pollen, that's where it's all gathering around your can funnel. Because it's nice and wet, it'll stick there. You pour it in your tank and it falls in your tank, and that's where you have the problem. So there you go, one Honda Izzy, now all up and running. But there's one or two more jobs I've got to do on it, but I'll do it off camera. I don't want to bore you guys with that. You sat there and watched me for long enough already. Right, job done. Right, so there you have it. One Honda Izzy now all up and running. Quick little carburetor clean, and for what I cleaned it roughly 3 times in one go. Just went backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. Just really worked that stuff in there. Hi, Pippi. So that's now done. Just got to do the handle and the pull cord, and that'll be good to go. You sniff my microphone, are you? You're a good girl. Yeah, all done. If I look at a video of Micks Mowers and Mower Man with my little Pippi dog, hi Pippi dog, then give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, whack the old bell, set notifications to all, that way you'll be told when something up on the video. And there's another video for you here, go and check that video out. Well, I'll get right down and dirty, check that video out, and I look forward to you girls and guys next time, Micks Mowers very, very soon, but don't forget, much more importantly, take it easy.